Tracy Jones, the batter, and Sebra hits him. Jones takes exception. And here they come. Jones and Surhoff going at it pretty good. This is not quite your run-of-the-mill baseball waltz. And Giles go at it. Robinson goes after Gene Harris. This one breaking out again. Surhoff has taken off his equipment, trying to get back in.
Pitch of the game. Todd Stottlemyre says, how do you do to Rickey Henderson? And Rickey Henderson says, well, never mind, and you lip readers needn't pay too close attention to Stottlemyre either. Ted Hendry says, why don't you guys shut up and play ball? And before you know it, yep, 50 players on the field, none of them playing ball, and few of them shutting up, actually.
On the replay, the pitch right at Elster. He punks him on the numbers. He got him good. Now Elster gets up, and he's going to the mound. The umpire can't handle him. Fred Brocklander. Now Elster gets a couple of good punches in, and then the rest of the players get there.
Yeah, but I mean... Today, Roger Clemens, leadoff man stand. Jefferson hit on the arm, and Jefferson seems to be all right, but he gets a little discouragement from Pena on the bench. There is some exchange of words, and the next thing you know, Pena is leading the cavalry charge. A lot of shouting, a lot of jawing, some pushing and shoving between Pena and Chris James, but when the subway crowd was sorted out, nobody really got hurt. That's Doug Jones cooling James off, saying...
James single and scored a sacrifice fly. And Webster's heading out to meet Stottlemyre. Uh-oh, here they come. Benches are cleared. Last to arrive are the boys from the bullpen.
Jeff Reed's RBI single made it 5-1 Reds. The next batter is Norm Charlton. He gets hit by the pitch from Philadelphia pitcher Dennis Cook. There was no coverage of that, but it did lead to this bench clearing brawl. As you saw Charlton talking to the home plate umpire, the bench is cleared. Todd Benzinger has Dennis Cook down on the ground. Cook and Charlton were ejected from the game following the brawl. Now you see Lou Piniella in the middle of things as he tries to get Ken Howell out of it. Piniella trying to break things up more than anything else. You see Cincinnati coach Stan Williams as he's being held around the neck by Mike Ryan. Once play resumed, the Reds held on for the 5-1 win. Charlton, the winning pitcher, is 8-4. Jeff Parrott is the losing pitcher. He falls to 3-8. Rob Dibble picked up his 8th save of the season. And we'll take one more look at how this brawl began as you take a look at Norm Charlton and Dennis Cook. Cook hitting Charlton with a pitch, and both benches cleared, and you see the umpires right in the middle of things getting tackled.
He would be involved in a key play here in the top of the 4th. Jamie Navarro throws some chin music to Martinez. Martinez didn't like it one bit. He would ground out to end the inning, and then as they were going off, Navarro and Martinez exchanged pleasantries in Spanish. And that brings both benches out. No punches were thrown, but plenty of pushing and shoving going on. First base umpire Tim McClellan jumps in there and restrains Carlos Martinez. And that brought everybody out, including the bullpens, as you will see them coming out here shortly. They opened the center field gate, and everybody came running out to join in, but no punches. They're coming up. Here they are. Yes, and even Bobby Thigpen got involved, although not too seriously, as he grabs the Milwaukee bullpen catcher here.
7-1, and what happens in a blowout? A fight, of course. Steve Crawford nails Brady Anderson. Anderson charges the mound, but Mike McFarland tackles him. But the bench is empty, and there's Steve Crawford in the middle of it. Brady Anderson would be thrown out of the game for charging the mound. Steve Crawford, however, would be able to stay in the game. Now we'll get a shot of Steve Crawford here being held back by Sam Horn and Joe Orsulak of the Orioles. And there's Frank Robinson scolding Kevin Seitzer of the Kansas City Royals. The Baltimore manager obviously unhappy with Kevin Seitzer. Then in the top of the 7th inning, the Orioles would retaliate. John Mitchell would try to throw at Kevin Seitzer. The ball misses Seitzer. Seitzer mildly charges the mound. That's Steve Crawford leading the Royals out of the dugout. There were no punches thrown in this second fight, just a lot of mean looks. The result of this little skirmish, John Mitchell was thrown out of the game. He joined Brady Anderson in the clubhouse, but the Orioles would win 14-1.
The game would get ugly in the top of the 7th inning. Danny Darwin and Pedro Guerrero exchanging words at first base. Darwin on with an infield hit, and Guerrero swings at Darwin, causing both benches to clear. That's umpires Charlie Williams and Mark Hirschbeck at the bottom of the pile as the teams continue to go at it. Both Guerrero and Darwin would be ejected from the game. It was reported that Guerrero went after Darwin, trying to get to him in the clubhouse, and had to be restrained by police. Howe would be ejected as well, as he is.
Steve Buechele in the same place as Ryan hit Graybeck on the very first pitch in the bottom of the 5th inning. Buechele charges the mound. The bench is clear. A bench-clearing brawl ensues. Bobby Valentine here holding back pitcher Eric King from the fray. Yvonne Calderon would collar Steve Buechele, pull him away from the pile. Hibbert gets talked to by Jeff Torborg. After everything is cleared up, umpire Tim McClellan holds on to Buechele.
Came up to bat earlier. He had been called out on strikes by home plate umpire Jerry Burns. Rick Dempsey took exception to something he said. They started slugging it out. That emptied both benches as they wrestle at home plate. Everybody dives in there. And Lenny Dykstra and Rick Dempsey having a good fight here at Dodger Stadium in the top of the 7th inning as everybody came out to join in this one. Not many punches thrown, just a lot of wrestling as Lenny Dykstra is held back and Rick Dempsey got his face planted in the dirt. Both players were ejected after the argument between the two. Lenny Dykstra ejected for fighting along with...
Doc Gooden leads off the inning, and he's hit, and he charges the mound, and he's into Pat Combs. Gooden didn't like it, and now both teams have come out of the dugout. Boy, Gooden reacted in a hurry. Here come the bullpens into the fray.
I don't think this is going to be one of those things they had with Cincinnati. This is between the pitchers, basically.
Oh, there are some wild sideline fights here, though. It just won't. Strawberry gets into this one. It just won't end.
Now anything can happen.
Oh, yeah. It's a melee now.
Oh, boy. Now it's out of control.
Now you just have to hope that some players don't get hurt out of this. Steve Lake hurt himself the last time the Phillies had a melee in Cincinnati.
Oh, boy. Oh.
This is a shame.
You know, they better get the police out there. The police are just standing there.
The police are making certain that no fans get involved in